I guess we'll let the invisible hand decide and see what
Adam
happens.
Smith.
So,
Right.
Dan, I've got some really interesting news. I want to get political. I want to get into crime. So this is like true crime type of stuff, mixes with technology. And I see we've got a few minutes left, so I'll try to make it as quick as possible. Did
Oh
you
man,
hear?
I think I want to hear this story because is it about the embassy where that guy died?
Yes. Are you familiar? So his name is Jamal Khashoggi. Are you familiar with him and what happened to him?
No, I just know that he and his girlfriend or fiance went to the consulate and then he disappeared and never came out, right? That's all I know.
Yeah, so he's a journalist, and he used to be quite pro-Saudi Arabia. That's his home country. But within the last few years, he's actually been quite anti the current king and crown prince. And so he's actually left Saudi Arabia for his own safety and has been living in the United States, I believe in Vermont. But he was in Turkey at this time, and his fiance was with him. And he wanted to go get documents so that he could get married to her. Now, he had to get those documents from the Saudi Arabian consulate. So he goes up to the consulate and he hands his iPhone to his fiance. I'm not really sure why he does that, but he gives it to her. He walks into the consulate and he never comes out. So the very next day, the Turkish government says, hey, what happened to this guy? He walked into your embassy. We know that he is somebody that you guys don't like and somebody that you would like to have something bad happen to him. Where is he? Now, what does this have to do with technology? Well, the Turkish government or the officials say that Khashoggi actually recorded his interrogation and his execution on his Apple Watch.
No way.
So that's the claim. So in order for that to happen, a few things have to work. Number one, his fiance has to be close enough that the Bluetooth will be able to work through the consulate walls and be able to upload that to iCloud. So that's
Right.
number one. And we know that's very unlikely. Number two, the Apple Watch could have been connected to Wi-Fi while it was inside the Saudi Arabian consulate. And that's possible if for some reason the Wi-Fi was wide open, or if Khashoggi had previously been there and somehow connected to the Wi-Fi. So that's a possibility, but also not very likely. And then the third option that lots of people have talked about is perhaps his Apple Watch was LTE enabled and it was syncing with iCloud from the moment that he walked in there and started recording. The problem is Turkey does not have LTE technology.
Oh no.
So, anyways, the Turkish officials claim that he was recording all of this on his Apple Watch, and that the assassins, I mean, we're using that term a lot on this podcast, took the Apple Watch and then used his finger to unlock it and delete certain files.
Now, could they do the Find My Apple Watch function on his iCloud to find where the body is?
That's a great idea. I don't know if anybody's looked into it. I'm sure they may have tried. Personally, I think the watch is toast and I think the body's gone. And we won't get into how that happens, although I have a forensics degree and we could have a whole other podcast on how to get rid of a body. So
take a blue barrel, put some acid in it.
Nope, doesn't work. Trust me.
Okay.
But anyways, we won't get into that. So what a lot of people think actually happened is that the Turkish officials have the consulate bugged. And so they've been spying on their Saudi Arabian friends for a long time.
And they heard it go down.
They heard it go down and they recorded it. And so here's the whole thing. Now, we're not going to get into all the latest political news, such as Donald Trump saying maybe it was a rogue element trying to give excuses to the Saudi Arabian government for what happened. But the technology side of that was quite interesting.